Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Nick from Rise Up Sports and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing my first football video on the channel and it's going to be a tier list video. So as y'all can see, I have a tier list pulled up. This tier list is the wide receivers in the NFL for the 2022-2023 season. So there's an updated tier list. Credit to whoever made this because it's pretty sick. It has the names with the faces, so now you can actually see who it is that we're trying to rank. So that's really nice. But yeah, this is my first football video on the channel, so it's kind of interesting to see what y'all think of me with my knowledge to football because, you know, football is not my number one. It's probably my number 3 sport, so I don't know, you know, a ton about it, but I know enough to be able to make a tier list like this. For my opinion, y'all might disagree with me, and that's part of it. I mean, I know that's part of being a reactor and kind of having my own opinions on things, and so I think it's going to be really fun. I'm excited. If y'all have any suggestions or comments, let me know. Please let me know down below. If you have any other tier lists that you want me to do, please link them or just tell me what they are down below as well. If you haven't, go subscribe to my other channel that I manage, Reaction Therapy. I have the merch on. I'm going to be wearing these in a lot of videos. So if you want those merch, if you want some merch from Reaction Therapy, definitely go check that out over on Reaction Therapy on YouTube. Without any further ado, let's get into this tier list. So we have the tiers are elite, borderline elite, number 2 option, a decent wide receiver or a solid 3, not good, interesting prospect, which means maybe they're in their first or second year and you're not really sure what they are yet, or undecided or unproven. So a lot of the rookies might go in here just because I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe some of the rookies I know enough to know what they are, but a lot of the rookies are going to go in here. So we have a ton of these players. So I might not do every single player, but I'm going to try to do as many as I can. Let's start with Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen to me is a number 2. He just is a number 2. I think he plays better that way. He's been a number 1 before when Diggs was kind of on the team and Diggs was still kind of that number 1, but Adam Thielen kind of took over at some points. But now with Justin Jefferson, he's the perfect number 2 option in my opinion, and that's exactly where I think he should be. A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown just got traded, and he got traded from the Titans, and I think A.J. Brown is borderline elite. I wouldn't put him in elite yet, but I think this year with a new team, I'm interested to see if he can be elite this year. I think he's been really close to elite, but he's been injured some, but he is a monster. He's really good, and I'm looking forward to see how he develops this year. Alec Pierce, first rookie. He is definitely unproven. I don't know how he's going to do, so I don't think there's much more to say from that. Allen Robinson is an interesting one. He's been in a terrible situation in Chicago. Just really bad quarterback play. Justin Fields this year. I mean, he'll be better this year, but Allen Robinson has been in a tough situation. And I think I'm going to put him in number 2. I think he's not quite a number 1. And borderline elite kind of means you're number 1. In my opinion, not all number 1s are elite, by the way. And so if they're not, then I might have to create a new tier, to be honest. So let me do that real quick. So I've added a tier and I've just put number 1 option. So I think A.J. Brown is a number 1 option, but I also think he's borderline elite. Number 1 option would be probably like in that great tier. It could be kind of great. If you're a number 1 option, no matter what team you're on, you've got to be decent, is what I would think. So maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know, but let me know in the comments what you think. Amari Cooper. This one's really tough for me to grade. I'm also going to put Amari Cooper at number 2. I just don't think he can be a number 1. I'm sorry. I just don't think he can, or I think he is a number 2. I don't think he can be a number 1. It's just, he has the talent, but he's just not quite there. I think you know what? No, I'm going to put him in 1 option. I think he is the number 1 option, but I don't think he's an elite number 1 option. You can find better number 1 options in the league. Amari Rodgers. So Amari Rodgers didn't play a whole lot at all in Green Bay last year, so I can't really put him in anything but this. I think he is interesting, but I'm going to say undecided because he really hasn't played at all. Amon-Ra St. Brown. This one is a tough one because I think I'm going to put him in interesting prospect. The reason I say this and I don't say at 3 or number 2 is because I think right now he hasn't proven enough to be one of these options. I think right now he would be around that number 3 option, but I think he's better than decent. I think he's interesting because I think he can be better. So I think the interesting prospect doesn't necessarily mean he's not one of these other ones. It's just he's more interesting than just a regular number 2 option. Brandon Cooks is the definition to me of a number 2 option. He's more of a slot guy. He was used as a number 1 in Houston, but I don't think that's really what he is. I think he's more of a number 2. Maybe he might even be a number 3, but right now I'm going to believe him a number 2. Brandon Aiyuk. Gosh, he's tough. He is tough to rank. I'm going between 2 or 3. I think he's going to be in solid 3. I think he's decent. Now, that one, a lot of people might say is number 2. If I was generous, I would put him in number 2 because he kind of is a number 2. I'm going to move him up. I can't leave him in 3. I think that's disrespectful. Bryan Edwards. Oh, gosh. Bryan Edwards to me is just not very good. I'm going to put him in solid 3. I don't really know much about him. I just know that he's not great. So that's kind of all I know about him. Treylon Burks is a rookie, unproven. CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb more than the average person. I think he's better than people give him credit for. I would say he's a number 2, but he has the upside to being number 1 in the next few years. Chase Claypool. This is really hard. I'm a Steelers fan, for y'all who don't know. There's still so many names on this. Chase Claypool, for me, I love a lot as a player. He says he's top 3 or 5 in the league. Definitely not that. Right now, I think he's I think he's a number 2. I think he's the most talented receiver on the Steelers, but I think he's not yet a number 1 option. And I don't think he will be anytime soon. I think it'll take him 2 or 3 years to really develop into a number 1. Christian Kirk, he's a solid 3. I don't think he could be a number 1 or number 2, but he's a solid 3. Cooper Kupp, first one, obviously is elite. I mean, there's nothing he can't do really, so that's kind of goes without saying. Corey Davis, solid 3. I'm going to go through this a little faster because it's going to be like a 40-minute video if I don't. But Corey Davis, he's a solid 3. Cortland Sutton, I think, is a number 1. I'm not going to say he's elite yet, but I think he definitely is a number 1 option. Jamison Crowder's interesting. He's going to be a solid 3 as well. I think both of these guys, Corey Davis and Jamison Crowder, are both solid 3s, and they were on the same team. Curtis Samuel, I don't think he's very good. I don't think Curtis Samuel is that good. He was okay in Carolina, but he's not that good. Devonta Adams, another one, elite, top 3 receiver in the league. Arguably top 1. I'm going to put him above Cooper Kupp there. Deebo Samuel, borderline elite. He's not there yet, but I think he can be. I think Deebo and A.J. Brown are very similar in how they're ranked. Devin Duvernay, I think he's interesting. I don't think he's fully developed yet. I think Lamar and him need a couple more years to kind of battle that out to try to see what he is. Devonta Smith, another interesting prospect. He definitely has the keys to be a number 1, but he's not yet. DeAndre Hopkins. Ooh, man. Am I going to get flamed for this if I don't put him in elite? I'm going to put him in elite. I think he's towards the bottom part of elite just because of his injuries and off the field issues that he's had, but he definitely is still elite. Diggs also is still elite, or it's not still, he is elite. I'm going to put him in front of D-Hop. Just everything he does is so good. Deontay Johnson, I would say, is also a number 2 receiver. I don't think Chase Claypool or Deontay are number 1s. I think Deontay Johnson has been the number 1 option on his team. So I guess for that, I'll put him in number 1, but I don't really think he is. I think he's more of a number 2. Actually, I'm going to move him back down. I think he's more of a number 2. He's been used as a number 1, but I don't think that counts. Let's see. DJ Shark. Ooh, decent number 3. I don't know. Some of these I don't totally know, so I'm just going to put them where I think. DJ Moore, I think, is a number 1 option. I think he's really good, and I think he's very underrated. DK Metcalf is borderline elite. I don't think he's there yet. I think he can get there, but I don't think he's quite in that elite tier. I just don't. I think he's at the top of this tier. I just don't think he's quite to the elite group. And this elite, I'm looking to put 5 or 6 guys in it. Like, that's kind of it. I think DK Metcalf is around the 7th best receiver in the league. And that's just my opinion right now. Drake London, unproven. Elijah Moore, I'm going to put an interesting because he just had his rookie year last year. Dwayne Eskridge, another one, unproven. Russell Gage, he's not very good. Michael Gallup is a solid 3. Garrett Wilson, unproven. Chris Godwin, I think he's not a number 1 option. I think he's a number 2. I think he's the best number 2. That's where I'm going to put Chris Godwin. That might upset people. But I think Chris Godwin is on line with these guys. And I think he's close to being that number 1 option, but he's not there. AJ Green right now is just a solid 3. It's kind of all he can be right now. McCole Hardman, he's a solid 3. He's not good. Marquise Brown, he's a number 2 option to me. I think if the Ravens can get a number 1 option, then, or he's not even on the Ravens anymore. He got traded. But I think he fits better when he's not the number 1 option. That's what I'll say. Jahan Dotson, rookie. Jacoby Myers, not good. He's better than people think. Actually, that's me. I'm going to put him in 3. He's better than not good. Jamar Chase. Ooh, man. This might be the toughest one yet because he's literally only played 1 year. So I'm going to put him in borderline elite. I can't put him there yet. He's played 1 year. Okay, where I'm not going to give anybody the benefit of the doubt after 1 year. I got to see it multiple years to put him in there. I think he's a little, oh gosh. This is a tough tier. This is a tough tier list to do. Jameson Williams, not proven yet. Jarvis Landry, I would say he's a number 2. He's not quite a number 3, but he's close. Jerry Jeudy, another one who is a number 2. Justin Jefferson, man, he's really close. He's borderline elite. I might put one of these 3 here and 2 elite at the end of this. Juju, he's a number 3. Yeah, he's just a number 3. He's not quite good enough to be number 2. Pittsburgh played him like that for a little bit, but he's not. Julio's taking a step back. I would say he's a number 3. Now, when I look at this, Bryan Edwards, I got to put him in not good after what I'm putting all these guys in. I mean, I really do. Like, I think I'm okay with the rest of these guys. Julio, okay. Just looking at the rest of these guys, I got to put them in here. You got to put them in number 2 for that. Keenan Allen. Oh, man. Again, I'm going to put him in borderline elite for now. And I'm going to adjust it at the end, so don't think this is my official rankings with this. I'm going to rearrange it. Kenny Golladay. Kenny Galladay's really, really good. Is he a number 1? I don't think so. I think he's a number 2. Are any of these guys I haven't put hardly anybody in number 1 option yet. And I guess number 1 option, I've said it in this video, but number 1 option means they're a number 1 option, but they're not like elite yet. They're just kind of the number 1 option. Like this is like the waiting period between they're not a number 2, but they're just not an elite option. So that's kind of how I view it. I don't view any of these guys as number 1. Brandon Cooks is close, but none of these other guys are number 1s. They're just not. So KJ Osborne. I'm going to put him in interesting because I don't really think he's good, but you never know. He's still pretty young. KJ Hamler, another one interesting. Laviska Shenault is another one who's interesting. Alan Lazard. I'll put him in solid 3. Tyler Lockett. I think he's a number 2. Terrence Marshall's interesting. I think he can still be good. Marvin Jones. I'll put him in number 3. Scary Terry. Now he is a number one option. Terry McLaurin is like, I think close to elite, but not there yet. And I think he's the perfect definition as the number one option. I really think that's where he fits. John Mechie is a rookie, unproven. Mike Evans is borderline elite. I don't think he's there yet. And put him right there. Ooh, wait, I'll put him right there. Mike Williams is a number. Put him in number 3. I think he's a number 3. Let's see. Darnell Mooney. I like Darnell Mooney a lot. I would put him in number 2. I think he's that good. I really do. Let's see. Marcus Valdes-Scantling. He's not very good. He's like a deep threat, but he's not that great. Sorry for that. Let's see here. Nelson Aguilar. He's not good. Odell. He's like a number. Oh, he's between number 3 and number 2. I'm going to say number 2 because I think he can be that. Chris Olave is unproven. Zacchaeus, not good. Devontae Parker's a number 3 at this point. George Pickens is a rookie. Michael Pittman, I think he's close to a number 1, but he's not. I'll put him right there. I think he's between Adam Thielen and Allen Robinson. I could go with that. He's going to go to the bottom just because he's so young. I think he still has room to grow, though. Quez Watkins is not good. Sorry. Rashad Bateman. I think he's a number 3. Jalen Reagor is another one who I'm going to put an interesting. Hunter Renfrow is a number 3. Calvin Ridley is good, but is he going to play football again? Like, I'll put him in number 2. Actually, no, he's the number 1 option when he's healthy, but he's just never healthy. Or he's off the field doing something else. Robbie Anderson, number 3 for sure. Robert Woods, he's a solid 2. He's close to a 3. This is a big tier list. So Rondale Moore, I think, is a number 3. Rondale Moore, I'm going to put an interesting. Sterling Shepard is not that good. Sorry. He's just not. Sky Moore is a rookie. Darius Slayton is a number 3, in my opinion. He's close to number 2, but he's not quite there. T. Higgins is the classic number 3, in my opinion. He's not a number 2, though. Michael Thomas is interesting. He's a number 1 option. He's another one that's kind of a classic number 1 option, in my opinion. Tim Patrick, he's a number 3. Kadarius Toney is still interesting. Traquan Smith is a number 3, in my opinion. He's not bad. He's just not very good. T.Y. Hilton, at this point in his career, is a number 3. I'm sorry. Tyler Boyd, same thing. Now, I'm going to move T. Higgins to number 2 just because I think he's better than Tyler Boyd and they're on the same team. Tyquan Thornton is a unproven player. Tyreek Hill, I'm going to put in elite. He is definitely up there. I think Tyreek Hill is one of the 5 best receivers in the league for sure. Maybe number 6, actually. We'll see. Let's see. Who is this? Van Jefferson. He is a number 3. Jalen Waddle, I think. Ooh, he's close. I'll put him in number 2 for now. I'll put him right behind Brandon Cooks. Right there. But then CeeDee Lamb. Gosh, this is tough. Wando Robinson's a rookie. Sammy Watkins is not very good anymore. And Christian Watson's a rookie. So that is everybody. I'm sorry if this is a long video, but I put all the rookies kind of in that undecided, unproven. I think Amari Rodgers has been in the league 1 year, but he still didn't play at all. Interesting, I have these guys. I think Curtis Samuel, Russell Gage, Brian Edwards, MVS, sorry. Nelson Aguilar, Zacchaeus, Quez Watkins, Sterling Shepard, Sammy Watkins. They're not very good. And then I have a lot of guys here. So my elite receivers, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Hopkins, and Tyreek Hill. Do I put Justin Jefferson in elite? Or do I put Keenan Allen in elite? I'm going to move... Oh, gosh, this is tough. This is really tough for me to do. I'm going to move Keenan Allen to elite. I'm going to have it like that. I'm going to move Michael Thomas. I think he's probably right behind Terry McLaurin. This I guess would be my list. I would have Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Hopkins, Hill, Allen. I think those are my top 6 receivers. Then I would have Justin Jefferson. And I think Justin Jefferson can easily make that jump to elite. I just haven't seen it I need to see it for 1 or 2 more years. Jamar Chase, same thing. DK Metcalf, same thing. I think DK is better than Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase has had an insane year. So then AJ Brown, Mike Evans, Debo, they're all in that second tier to me. But yeah, so this is going to be my list. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one. Hopefully next time I won't have so many players to do. If you want me to do like running backs or something, or quarterbacks or whatever, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any opinion on this, let me know down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next Rise Up Sports.